You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
I get it now. Anthony Scaramucci reveals epiphany he had thanks to not well Trump, based on an article by David McAfee. The Courtier class is the real story, the source material. Anthony Scaramucci, who briefly served Trump in 2017 and now attacks him, says the president is not well and probably too old for the job. That is not the point of his post. The more revealing claim is that Trump's circle is immobilized by fear of losing jobs, fear of online attacks, fear of being primaried by a Trump-picked challenger. Scaramucci's frame is the Emperor's New Clothes fable. Everyone sees the lie. Everyone performs belief anyway. Power sits with the one man everyone pretends not to see. The actual institutional power in this story is not dispersed. Trump holds it. He is the one who can reward, punish, intimidate, and replace. Scaramucci's account makes that plain whether he intends it or not. The 80s around Trump are not autonomous actors trapped by accident. They are employees inside a system where the boss can end their careers with a post, a threat, or a favored challenger. That is not dysfunction in the abstract. It is command by fear. The staff's silence is not confusion. It is adaptation. Fear is not a bug. It is the operating system. Scaramucci describes an administration frozen by the threat of retaliation from above and from Trump's political machinery. That detail matters because it exposes the real method of control, not persuasion, not competence, not durable institutions, but dependency and punishment. The people closest to power are often the least free to speak honestly. This is how authoritarian cultures work before they become openly authoritarian. They do not require every participant to be convinced. They require enough of them to be afraid. The framing does the dirty work. The fable framing is useful because it shifts attention from action to psychology. That can be clarifying, but it can also blur responsibility. If everyone is frozen, then no one has to be named as the person who built the cage. If the problem is collective timidity, then the architect of the fear escapes the sharper charge of deliberate coercion. The article's own setup risks that dodge. It treats the surrounding panic as if it were merely a human weakness. But the fear Scaramucci describes has a source, and that source is power exercised without restraint. What this story really reveals, the larger pattern, is not that Trump resembles a vain emperor. It is that modern political systems can be made to run on performative loyalty, personal retaliation, and cowardice dressed up as prudence. The courtiers tell themselves they are staying inside the room to contain the damage. In practice, they are helping normalize it. That is the political lesson here. Once a leader can make honesty expensive enough, institutions stop correcting reality and start decorating it. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article, with the automated voice of John. Thanks for listening.